All right, so we got NFL star Kharie Blasingame shares the rule he lived by budgeting a pro salary. Before we get into this video, I would like to say it is sponsored by Quality Surveillance Systems. As soon as they hop the fence, as soon as they kick that dough in, not only you want it to have it recorded, but you also want the police to be dispatched and many great other things that come with this company. You guys will be the first to know in each video from here on out. Thank you, Quality Surveillance Systems, for sponsoring this video. All right, now in this article, we have a pro NFL star giving us the game. This is not something that you will see on a regular day basis. You're not going to find this type of information on Instagram or on TikTok. All right, this is for all my guys out there and all my girls out there who want to budget their money, who want to save their money right. Bring out the pen and pad, write some notes down. Be prepared for when you are going to have to start saving your money and start thinking about saving your money and budgeting your money for groceries, gas, bills. All right, those things are every month guaranteed. You got to have a place to stay. You got to maintenance your car, and you got to feed your family, or for some of y'all, you have to feed yourself. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. I want to learn, so let's go and get into it. All right. Earlier this year, NFL fullback Kharie Blasingame helped the Philadelphia Eagles defeat the Chiefs to take a Super Bowl championship. But before he made the salary of a title-winning pro player, he had to learn how to set a budget so he wouldn't overspend trying to keep up with the lavish lifestyles of his teammates. The minimum salary for a rookie in the first year is $465,000, but Blasingame didn't make nearly that much as an undrafted free agent. On the Financial Freestyle podcast, he explained his financial mentality going into the league and how he budgeted for a salary outside of the NFL in order to avoid going broke. I wanted to get as much money as I could in the door, and I wanted to live as if I made $80,000 per tax, he said. I was looking at consulting salaries and different sales salaries, and I was like, okay, I'm going to live as if I'm making this. So if I don't play a year after this, I still have a couple years in reserves. One of Blazingame's goals was to prepare himself for a time when he no longer playing football. A prudent approach, considering that the average career length in the NFL is around 3 years. I wanted to make sure I had enough breathing room between the time that I ended playing, which I didn't know what it was. So that caused me a little bit of anxiety. And between when I found my next gig and I didn't want there to be a big drop-off mentality, he said, I wanted to have a lifestyle that's like, you know what, whether I play here or for another year, another 2 years or 3 years, I'm going to have this lifestyle as if I'm making $80,000 per tax, and this is what I'm going to live off of. Blasingame credited his father in instilling in him the importance of saving. When Blasingame got a little bit of graduation money, nothing but maybe $750 to $1,000, he said, his father encouraged him to save and invest by connecting with his financial advisor to put him in a mutual fund. I'm very thankful that I have two great parents who really instilled in me hard work, saving money. Blasingame said, my pops, I told him, look, I want to go to college. I want to go to the NFL. He was like, all right, bet. So if you're going to go to the NFL, you need to know how to manage your money, because he will always say, if you can't manage your own money, you don't deserve to have it. Those early lessons got Blasingame interested in learning more about finance, and they ultimately carried over when he began earning money from the league. that didn't mean Blasingame wasn't. Sorry, guys. I really do not know how to pronounce this word. I think it's a consent. All right, sorry about that. Of some of the extravagant purchases his fellow NFLers could make. Though watching teammates make even based on release was difficult at times, he admitted. And he even said that the flashy car he bought early in his career was ultimately a bad investment. But as he switched teams and continued his way through the league, his sights have always been on maintaining the baseline lifestyle. When you look at guys who are making a yearly and one check, you start to look at some of the things that they do. And it's like, okay, that's why he said, I think that's the mistake that most guys make, is that they want to do the same things that those guys are doing without that type of money. I think just already having that baseline, it just kind of allowed me to be like, all right, I got this. I got this extra money above these goals I had set for this year. What do I want to do with it? And when he caused me and then that caused me to like, all right, let's go and learn something, he continued. I had a financial advisor, was looking at some of the stuff that he was doing, just learned a little bit more. So pretty much, man, like, I think what you can take from all of this is how, okay, everybody's not going to be the star player. There will be guys that go undrafted. There will be guys that will go from team to team. There will be guys that make the high salary because they earned it. You got the high players making all the money. The valuable lesson that I learned was that he lived off of $80,000. You know what I'm saying? So the average salary, they said, is $465,000, but he basically barely even made $460,000. So if he made $200,000 or $100,000 or however much it was, he learned how to budget his money. And after graduating college, his father, family, friends gave him $750 to $1,000 for graduating college. So I think that the most important thing is to save your money, budget your money, write down your earnings. I'm not going to sit here and suggest anything that I'm not doing. I may not write down how much I'm spending because I don't really spend my money. You can ask my girl. We have debates on, well, I want to take kids here. I want to do this. And I'm like, dude, we are not set up for that right now. And we also have to remember, we're living off tax money. All right. Some of us who have kids flourish off tax money. The tax money that I had last year, poof, be gone, but I invested. Did I know that my investment was going to cost us more than what we had thought it was going to be? Heck no. But I learned a lot about money by not spending it. Even if I wanted to invest in anything, I had to remember and set the tone for myself that I'm not going to buy anything. So I recently bought it's like a pull-up bar. It's not the one that you put on top of a door or nothing like that. I should have bought that one. But I bought the one that I got. It's basically like a squatting rack, and you can auto do pull-ups and chin-ups off of, and you can put, weight plates on the bottom, stuff like that. I'm investing in me because I want to live, and I'm going to live for a very long time. And to set that tone, everybody in their 30s should ultimately start staying healthy, start preparing themselves to live longer. But there's some people that don't feel that way. You know what I mean? They want to live, they want to drink, stuff like that. But the moral of the story is I learned how to stop spending my money. I started doing things that doesn't involve me spending my money, but also I'm doing things to make sure that I can live above my means. I could have had $3,000 more, but I invested into a transit van, which is totally is going to turn me into a car dealer, car detailer, and then there's certifications that I have to get. I have to get a car detailing, certification. Then I have to get. There's like these other things. I'm not going to explain all of them, but pretty much once I get this certification, this one of them, I can go to any car dealership and detail their showroom car, detail any car that they have that needs to get scrubbed up and get detailed for a sale. Anything of that nature, I can get a cut check from the dealership, and that's just one dealership. Do you know how many dealerships there are out there? Not to mention that there are city buses. All right, now this is the game. People that watch my videos, they will know that if you detail a city bus, the market rate is $1,100, but I'm gonna charge them $3,000. If Myron Golden charges $55,000 all the way up to $1 million for an investment class or financial literacy class, or you want to be in his power circles, that's how much he is. You know what I mean? But as soon as you get in there, you get leads, you get people to hear about your business. So you don't just think that, oh, Myron Gordon getting $55,000 from a person and that's it. Like, no, they're investing into their company, investing to be around somebody that is very powerful and that they can be lucrative, that they can build with the 4,000 leads that he gets. So don't look at it like it may be a bad investment for me right now because I don't have $55,000 to invest into it. But I know if I did, my business will skyrocket. I will grow. There's a lot of people that believe in him. He preaches the word. He gives out a lot of financial literacy classes, master classes. There's so many things that I can say, but it's like you have to budget your money. I know everything about budgeting money because I get yelled at for not buying my girl anything. I recently bought her a necklace, earrings from K Jewelers. That was a upgrade. I've never done that, but I wanted to make sure that my girl knew that I care about her, and she asked for a materialistic how do you say it? Materialistic. She asked for jewelry. She wanted jewelry, so I bought her jewelry for her birthday. Also, I took her out for dinner, and it cost us $376 because she did that for me, and she paid the $300 dinner for my 32nd birthday. So all I'm saying, guys, is budget your money. I know I can't go out and spend $300 every weekend just to eat. No, you do that maybe once or twice a year for celebrations, for birthdays. I did it for a birthday, and you know what's funny? I didn't even spend my money, and I'm not even gonna get into what money that I use. But basically, I have a work credit card, and we're allowed to use it for gaining food and basically pleasuring ourselves when we need to, because we're working hard. We're doing things for this company that it's not normal to do at any other company. So I have a credit card that I literally use, and I saved $300. She doesn't know that I didn't spend $300. Well, yeah, she does. Okay, but y'all see what I'm saying? Like, I'm doing things to save money. I could have saved my money. I could have, but I didn't. And the company didn't even say anything. Only thing they wanted was the receipt. Anytime I swipe that card, they just want the receipt. Guys, I'm not a financial advisor, but I'm damn near going to take the class to be a financial advisor, or whatever you call it, to have that on my certifications to tell you guys to save your money. Because there was a point in time we were driving in a car that had no good license plate. So anytime, we never got pulled over, but anytime if we drive that car now and that car isn't registered, guess what? We're going to get towed. And we're going to, it's like, as soon as you get pulled over from the cops, they're going to find out that you don't have this car registered, so they're going to basically take it away. Then you got to pay a fee, and then you got to think, like, some people like me have kids. The people that do not have kids, this is not for you. But the people that have kids like me, I have 2 kids. Some people have 1, some people have 3, some people have 4, some people have 10. All right, you have to budget your money, and I literally am saying this because, hey, there might be a time when your little brother or little sister or niece or nephew, your aunt, your uncle, somebody in your family, a loved one, is going to need help. They might say, hey, I need $100 from everybody, and then you got to say, boom, all right, I may not get this money back, but I'm willing to give this money to the loved one because they need help. My father, my mother, my brothers, whoever, they need help. So I'm going to help them, and I'm going to make sure that things are going to be, good as far as, having, rainy day money. Last year, I spent my money. I invested my money, but I haven't seen my returns. I bought a new PC. That was great. I still haven't seen, well, technically I did see my return. I started getting paid on YouTube, so that's a plus. That was the whole, that's an investment. You buy things to try to get your money back and then make more money. That's what investing is. I used to spend my money and not think about the future, like rainy day money. I had no rainy day money. So what happened? I didn't have money to invest. I didn't have money for my family members or myself to dig myself out of a hole. If I don't have a used tire for my truck, guess what? I'm going to be stuck on the side of the road. Point blank, period. Everybody, live off your means. Stop spending money. My girl, she's going to forever be mad at me for now because I'm not going nowhere with her, or she wants to go places with me, but I'm just like, no, we need to save our money. We need to be smart. We don't need to celebrate. What are we celebrating for? We got to start thinking. All right. Now, there's going to be a lot of people that disagree with what I'm saying, but I'm at a point where I still have literally $5,000 in my bank account, not being used, not being touched. I don't want to go below $5,000 ever again, because to me, that makes me seem like I don't know how to manage my money. If you don't have $1,000 saved up anywhere, your bank account, credit cards, anywhere, man, like, you gotta chill out, bro. You gotta have $1,000 saved up. You got to. the last course of what I want to say is, like I said, when I bought my transit van, literally now I don't have to depend on having one stream of income. I can depend on myself on detailing cars. Detailing that one bus is going to make sure that I pay the half of my rent for 2 months ahead of time. So I have 2 months to wash a couple more buses. I will start going from Atlanta, Virginia, Washington, D.C. I'm going all places because I know I'm traveling. I don't have a gas card when I have this, my own company and stuff. That's why I'm charging $3,000. I'm using my water. I'm using all of my materials, all my chemicals. I'm using everything to make sure that these city buses, these SUVs, these trucks, these cars are getting fulfilled. So listen to me instead of being don't be mad that I'm just giving you the game. Now, some of y'all want to go to the club, y'all want to go hang out, y'all want to go to Miami, you want to buy and live and do like everybody that is a celebrity, but those people have thousands to play with because they make money by doing music or producing beats. They're doing stuff that make them have a comfortable space of financial literacy in their pockets. So please just take this article and take my personal mind into perspective, because all my youngins, all my 18-year-olds, 20, 25s, like, dude, you have to make money, all right? You got to, man. You got to make money, and then you got to save your money. Don't be trying to buy all these shoes and all these clothes. Like, dude, relax, all right? With all that being said, stay blessed by the best. I see you guys on Tuesday, and I'm thankful that I was able to give you guys 2 videos. With all that being said, I love you guys. You guys be good. Keep God first. I see y'all in the next. We out. And budget your money. All right, budget your money. Think about saving your money. Think about how you want to have above $1,000, $2,000, $3,000. Always keep that in mind, and cut off bad habits. Bad habits will get you lost in this world. All right. Finally, we out.